Welcome to Introducing, a show where we introduce each other to weird and hopefully funny stories.
Today's story is about Roger Babson. Let's get into it. So, Roger Babson was an entrepreneur in the 1930s. He was very well respected. So respected that the day he predicted a crash in his speech in 1929, the market fell 3% that day.
So he was like insider trading, but
No, I'll get to how he predicted it in a second, because that's where the weird stuff starts. No, okay, so you probably recognize 1929 predicting a crash. What he's talking about is the Great Depression, and that started 2 months later. He predicted the Great Depression. That's his big claim to fame.
is it hard to predict the Great Depression?
Yeah, it was. None of us, we had one in 1930 and we still couldn't predict the one in 2008. There are two things you need to know about Roger Babson. First, he was obsessed with Isaac Newton. So you were asking about his prediction about the Wall Street crash.
Yeah.
The way he predicted that is he applied Newtonian physics to the stock market. Because we know Newton's fourth law of motion. A Dogecoin in motion will stay in motion until acted upon by an external Elon Musk.
Yeah, it will keep going to the moon.
Yeah.
Until an SNL appearance.
Till one warrior.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
The second thing you need to know about Roger Babson is that he hated gravity. Babson's hatred of gravity began with the childhood drowning of his sister. He claimed that because she was a proficient swimmer, the dragon called Gravity came up from the depths and snatched her.
Gravity resides in hell, under swimming pools.
For most of his life, he kept his obsession to himself, but when his grandson also died of drowning...
Okay, someone needs to stop allowing his family around swimming pools.
Yeah.
Was this guy in any way involved in the writing for Final Destination films?
No, but I think he would have written a killer Final Destination film.
Just all of it is swimming pools.
All of it is just people fall and die.
Yeah. Mostly swimming pools.
An apple falls on someone's head, their head blows up. After his grandson died, Babson decided that he'd had enough of gravity shenanigans. He wrote an essay titled Gravity, Our Enemy Number One. What do you think of that title?
First of all, I love how everyone back in the day was just writing essays and shit.
Yeah, people give a fuck about it.
Like if I wrote an essay, I would just make it a Twitter thread.
Yeah.
I hate gravity, like 7 threads and then just promoting a vibrator.
One of his friends, part-time scientist and full-time asshole Thomas Edison, suggested that he form an organization to research anti-gravity technology, and so Babson founded the Gravity Research Foundation.
Isn't it supposed to be Anti-Gravity Research Foundation?
No, it's Gravity Research Foundation. He needed a few things to get this off the ground.
Yeah.
First things first, he needed a place to host the foundation.
The headquarters.
So where he chose to place it is a small town called New Boston, over 100 kilometers away from Boston. Why do you think so?
Then reports of no gravity in this location, like
people are floating into the sky.
Like no one's like fucking over 30 kilograms.
Yeah. According to his predictions, this town would be the most likely to survive World War III.
I mean, is it still around? Is it still knocking about?
Yeah, it's still around.
So I guess they should feel good about themselves, right?
I hope so. But yeah, that's why he decided to set it in this town.
Interesting.
He bought half the town and tried rebranding it with the slogan, "This will be the one town that survives World War III." So now that he had a place, he decided that he wanted to host conferences. The conferences were conducted with half the days dedicated to anti-gravity discourse and the other half to finance, because we know those two subjects just flow into one another. It's seamless. You can't even tell when you stop talking about theoretical physics and when you started talking about the stock market.
I love this guy because he's like clearly very irrational.
Yeah.
But he's also so rational.
Yeah. Now the thing is, these conferences weren't just attended by like conspiracy theorists. Some big name people attended. The inventor of the helicopter was a frequent attendee.
Isn't the inventor of the helicopter Leonardo da Vinci?
No. That's a myth. They had special chairs that placed their legs above their heads so that they resisted the attraction of gravity.
No, but then you're just killing yourself.
So you're like sitting like that.
Yeah, you're just killing yourself. Your blood's going to your head.
Yeah.
So you're not resisting gravity. You're just letting gravity kill you even more. The demon named gravity.
It's all in the name of science. The conferences, along with having the finance and the anti-gravity, for no reason whatsoever, also had a bird museum.
Yeah, because birds defy gravity.
Or,
Yeah.
what I think is, Thomas Edison loved birds,
Yeah.
and Thomas Edison never came to one of the conferences. I
Ah.
think the bird museum
Yeah.
was an attempt to get one of his good
Yeah.
friends to finally legitimize his fucking
Yeah.
thing.
No, but also like birds must be is like God, right? Because they just go and ooh and fuck off.
So you got the conference, you got the place. What you need is a dash of inspiration and some projects to discuss. For the inspiration part,
And a TEDx talk.
and a TEDx talk, which this video is turning into one. Babson bought an entire room from Newton's home, including all the furniture, and had it shipped over to the States. He also bought a Newton death mask. So if you don't know what a death mask is, a death mask is essentially after a person has died, someone casts a mold of what their face looks like then. Yeah, we all know that we all look best when we're dead.
Yeah, yeah.
So naturally there's a market for these things. So someone had made a cast of Newton's dead face, which Roger Babson bought.
Why did no one tell me about this like last year? All of last year, just dead people on fucking show up as honest Abe.
I couldn't find any reports to confirm this, but I'd love to believe that he's role playing as Newton. He's in that room that he's shipped over to the States wearing the death mask, and his wife comes in and he's just like, yes.
Gravity. Apples fall on my head.
Is that all you know about Newton? Just a free question for you. How do you think he found the projects? I'll give you 3 options.
Okay.
First, he came up with them himself.
Yeah.
Second, he found them hidden in his Newtonian sex dungeon. And 3, he installed spies in the US Patent Office.
Can I do all of the above?
He put spies in the US Patent
Yeah,
Office.
he just seemed really conspiracy theorist types. Like,
So essentially what he had done is, he had spies in there that would look into any applications for patents about gravitational shielding or anything like that, and they'd steal them.
who was funding all this? Did he just have
He
a
is.
rich
He
business?
he was making money on the side through his finance thing, his day job.
Yeah.
And on the side he was pursuing a passion really. Gotta respect him for that.
Good. Side hustle.
Yeah, side hustle, truly. But no, these conferences kind of actually became his whole life after a certain point.
Yeah, of
And
course it did.
They weren't very successful.
Of course it wasn't.
In fact, they were looked down upon by the scientific community.
Obviously.
So much so that
Look down upon. The demon of gravity strikes again.
in fact, they were looked down upon until someone won their essay competition by writing about how stupid it was to try and cure gravity. That's when they first gained legitimacy. Imagine how shit your reputation has to be. That it's when you give a cash prize to someone that is just straight dogging on you. That's when people think, kuch to pata hoga isko. Babson died in the late 60s, and now that essay competition is actually the last active part of the Gravity Research Foundation. Now it's actually well respected because the moment he died, they just got rid of all the anti-gravity shit, and then they're like, no, we're just understanding gravity.
What's wrong with finding out anti-gravity? I would like it.
Not sure I'd like it.
It'll be fun, like, we've all imagined flying cars, but as soon as one scientist goes, let me find out how to do it, we all say, fucking stupid ass. They gave in, man. The new scientists gave in. I want to find out how we can manipulate gravity. Because fuck that shit. I want to fly. It doesn't want to fly. Don't lie to me.
You're sponsored by Gravity if you don't want to fly, you fucking assholes. One last very odd detail. This doesn't fit in. There are like 2 or 3 odd details about this man's life that don't fit into the story but are so interesting. First, he was obsessed with Isaac Newton's scientific side. His wife was obsessed with Isaac Newton's alchemist side.
Yeah,
they had sex in that room.
Yeah. Did they like meet each other like in a fandom, like they both stand? Twitter group banana.
I actually don't think so because as far as I can tell, it was not a love marriage. It was like a kind of arranged marriage. Which, what a coincidence. Can you imagine going to an arranged marriage and you're like sipping the tea or whatever the fucking Americans did at that point?
What do you think of Newton? What? I think.
Where is my train of thought?
So So that's kind of the end of the story. Like, it has an anticlimactic end because they couldn't figure out how to beat gravity. But you've clearly dedicated yourself to that cause. So Roger Babson's legacy lives on.
I am not a scientist, but I will find one.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Alright, so what do you think of it? What do you think of his life story?
It's pretty cool, but I'm
Yeah.
waiting for like Lin-Manuel Miranda to write a hip-hop
musical on Roger Babson. Do you have any bars for that shit?
Motherfucking gravity, absolute depravity, dragon stole my family, I'm smart financially, they called it insanity, incredible irrationality,
Oh, yes.
but I'm searching for it frantically, that the gravitational anomaly, what a fucking tragedy, they don't see reality. Fucking gully boy type. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that shit. But also we have another video out where I explained 5-hour energy to him, which is also pretty fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wrap.